Flosstube. Happy mid-December. I'm coming to you a little bit early this month because I have a SAL I want to announce, and I thought I'd better give you guys time to get your stuff together because I've had some interest in this. So I'll get to that in a minute, but first things first, let's get to the ugly holiday garb that I'm donning today. I went to Goodwill to get an ugly holiday sweater and actually didn't find too many. They actually had some cute holiday sweaters, but not too many ugly ones. But I found these jammies, guys. Look at this. Score. $2.50. It's got cross stitches on it. Cross stitch snowflakes, cross stitch deer, and yeah, $2.50 for that. And it's so comfy. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna wear that. I'm just gonna spruce it up a little bit with a scarf and some battery-powered Christmas lights and a Christmas hat, and there you go. You got ugly holiday garb. So fun. I was gonna say something else, but oh yeah, I find it interesting that right at the neckline, the deer are all upside down. So that kind of adds a little extra reject factor to it, don't you think? So score on the ugly level. My drink for today is, I've got my gingerbread man cup, and I am drinking Donut Shop peppermint bark coffee. I am not one for sweet coffee or adding a lot of cream and sugar to my coffee. I like it black, so when I have my flavored coffee, it has to be, hold on, there's a trash truck going by. I like my coffee to have a good flavor to it when I don't add cream and sugar to it. And I try a lot of coffees, and most of the flavored ones are kind of and this one's actually pretty good. It actually has kind of a nice taste to it when you don't add any cream or sugar to it. So yes, peppermint bark, Donut Shop coffee. Yes, I'm still using my Keurig, in case those of you that have been following my channel. I might get interrupted with a doorbell because I'm Christmas shopping right now. By Christmas shopping, I mean that my husband went online and ordered all the Christmas gifts, and I am waiting for the packages to be delivered today. So I don't want to go too far, stray too far from home, you know, the whole porch pirates. My goodness, it's loud out there. We got one of those doorbell cameras that you put in so you can kind of see when your packages are being delivered and stuff, but you know, it doesn't do you any good when somebody steals them after the fact. So, moving on. So I bought myself an ornament this year. We usually like to buy kind of a family ornament if we go on vacation to kind of, you know, show where we went that year, and we didn't go anywhere on vacation. So we all sort of picked out an ornament that just kind of, you know, fit us for that year. I still would like to cross stitch some ornaments for my boys because I like to make them something. I haven't done that yet. But can anybody guess what ornament I chose for this year? If you said a bird, you would be wrong. If you said a giraffe, you would be right, because you've been following my channel, and you know, how could I let this year go without a giraffe ornament to document the year I was obsessed with April. So, isn't that cute? Yeah, we were at Target getting a Christmas tree for our basement, first ever Christmas tree we got to put down there, and I told the boys, oh, I need a giraffe ornament. So my oldest went and found this one for me. So it's so cute. So yes, I'm going to hang it in a place of honor on the tree. Right next to my two puppies, Candy, the black lab that inspired the quilt. Let's just do a show and tell. This is my dog, Candy. That was when she was a little up in age there. She's looking a little old. And this is Kayla. She was a little more tolerant of me putting hats on her. And she was a lab shepherd mix. Candy was a lab chow mix. This is Kayla was a lab shepherd mix. And she was the one that had the whole story about the yellow butterfly and everything like that. And I love both my dogs, but she's special. She was really special. Okay. You probably mentioned in my, or saw me in the title say that this is a kind of a smorgasbord, a buffet of everything in this video. And that's because I don't have a huge update to do on my cross stitching. But I've been working on a puzzle, so you're going to see that. And a lot of people really enjoyed seeing the quilts that I made, so I thought I'm going to just drag out all of my other old quilts. And I know that my mom had some, so I was going to, at the end of this video, about the last 20, 22, 25 minutes of the video, is going to be me showing my quilts and me taking you on a field trip to the house I grew up in. I sort of do an impromptu visit with my mom, and she was a sport because I totally caught her off guard. But it was fun, so you can ride along with me and take a field trip if you like. If that's not your thing, I'm going to get the cross-stitching stuff done right off the bat here. So, hot off the press, and we're talking literally about 2 hours ago. I got Santa done! Yes! Isn't he cute? Santa's Feathered Friend by Dimensions. I think I've been working on this for 3 Christmases. It was a tough one to work on. I think it was just because it was 2 strands of floss over 18 count, and it was just the fabric that came in the kit. So I mean, it wasn't horrible, but just the stitches were so bulky on this that it was hard to stitch for any length of time. But I just love him though. He is just adorable. I love Dimensions kits when they're all said and done. When they're all said and done. No, the back stitching wasn't too. Oh, I should say I'm not completely done. I forgot to say I have all the French knot snowflakes to do. Yeah, but that's okay. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll be posting a finish of this French knots and everything on Instagram probably tomorrow, because I'm hoping to get to that later today. But there it is. Just look at his face. He's cute. Santa is too. Gotcha. I don't think there's much more to say about that other than when I was doing my Stitch With Me video, I didn't have very much left, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get that done in no time. But I was stitching, and it was kind of that, that phenomenon where you see in movies or in a dream where you're walking down a corridor, and as you're walking, that corridor keeps stretching and getting longer and longer. Yeah, that's kind of what this did at the end. I was stitching, and I'm like, oh yeah, one more length of thread, I'll get it done. Nope, another length of thread, no, still not done. Another length of thread, it just went on like that corridor stretching out. So I finally got it done. So I was thinking about doing a no-sew cube finish on this, but we'll see. Canvas would be cute too. Possibilities. And the only other thing I have to show you is my progress on vintage birds. That you also know if you've been following me, because yes, I think everybody knows. I think everybody knows I'm working on vintage birds. Oh, there goes my son. Yes, love this. I've mentioned it before in my video that I did, and I literally had to pull myself away from this to work on Santa, but I just had to get Santa done. So this, and actually let me put something behind it in case you can see through. I did get a lot of progress done on this, even just since my last, wasn't a Stitch With Me video. It was just I guess it was the Watch Me Do Algerian Eyelet video. So yeah, I'm very close to being done with this. Just got to finish doing the alphabet and a few more little motifs and some more birds around there. And this one will be done. So yes, I may very well be able to put a 7 there instead of an 8. Let's hope for that. I have some Christmas stitching I want to do, so I'm kind of putting this a little bit on the back burner just to get that other stuff done. But let's talk about the SAL, because I don't want this to be too long, just because I tack on all that other stuff at the end, and I know you don't have, entire day to watch just me. So the SAL I want to mention, because some people have showed interest in it, is I am going to be stitching this Marjolein Bastin 4 Seasons pattern. This was gifted to me by Emily C. Thank you again, Emily. I love it. I'm so excited to start this. And this is going to be my focus piece for 2018. So I'm going to start this on January 1st. And I've had several people on Instagram and in my past videos say, oh, I have that pattern, I want to start it too. There's some people that are already working on it. And some people that have said, oh, I don't have that one, but I want to start a different Marjolein Bastin pattern. So I just decided a very unofficial SAL to start in January. If you'd like to join along, I'm not going to start a Facebook group. This is really casual. My SALs are casual. Basically, we all just kind of start together and share our progress however you want, and you know, no deadlines, no rules, just you know, if you'd like to start this with me on January 1st, I don't know for sure what fabric I'm using yet. I have a big piece of just the Fiddler's Aida, 18 count Fiddler's Aida on hand. But I am hopefully going to my LNS on New Year's Eve for the stitch in, and that always includes a purchase or two, so maybe I'll get the fabric for this. I just haven't decided if, you know, what I want to do. I mean, it kind of stands on its own. I don't really want the fabric to, you know, take away from anything, so something plain. So that's why I may just use that since I already have it. But yes, if you'd like to join along with this or any Marjolein Bastin pattern that you have in your stash, you know, it would be lovely to have you stitch along with us. I'm going to do a hashtag. I don't know what the hashtag will be. Her name is hard to spell, so I'm going to maybe do like MB Sal or MBXS Sal, Bastin Sal, I don't know, something easy so that we can all get the hashtag right. I'll put it in the description below what the official hashtag will be. And yeah, if you're not on Instagram, you know, feel free. I am on Facebook. I'm just not on very much. I poke my head in once in a while I like to do the Friday, Carolyn's Friday off the grid. No, not the after party. That's Gerald. Okay, it's hard to get it all straight now. You got, let's see, who do we have going here? We've got the Friday party with Carolyn at Off the Grid Needlearts. What is it? Saturday is the after party with Gerald. We've got Sunday and Sunday brunch with Latisha and Michelle Garrett, and I feel like somebody else is adding on there too with the Monday hangover or something like that. So yeah, anyway, I like to poke my head into that group on Fridays and see. I very rarely go into Stitch Mania, but then we also have a Colorado Facebook page that I like to get into, but I don't know. Instagram is more my place when it comes to social media, so I like to hang out there more. So, yes, Marjolein Bastin, join us and stitch whatever it is you have of hers. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a new start. It can be an old whip you have. It could be anything. Yeah, there is no rules. Just grab your Marjolein Bastin and join us for the stitch along, and it'll be fun. It will be fun. Two more things to talk about, I believe. One of them is a whip that I'm going to pull out, I think, to work on. Is one that I started either last year or the year before. This was from Just Cross Stitch, and all I have is the working copy that I printed out of the magazine. So, and I bet you it doesn't have. It's a Just Cross Stitch pattern of all of the reindeer, and I only got one done last year, and I started, or maybe might have even been the year before, but there's all of the reindeer that I'm going to stitch. So I'd like to get at least one or two more of them done. Yeah, oh, sorry, I'm looking because I stitched these. I don't know, one year I stitched them. I almost think they were from the same magazine, and they came with a kit. They almost kind of look like they might be from the same artist, but don't quote me on that. And I made one for my other son too, but I don't see his on the tree anywhere that I can grab. So anyway, yeah, I'd like to work on that, and there's probably a couple of Mill Hill ornaments that I'd like to stitch too this Christmas. I'll have to see which ones I have, because I don't remember. The only other thing I want to talk about, cross-stitching related, and it's actually not even cross-stitching related, it's just another thing that, so my other spin-off channel, or my other spin-off that I'm doing is the Zentangling. That's kind of the doodling that I like to do. And then there's this, I showed this back last summer, these Zenbroidery kits that bring together the Zentangling that I like to do, kind of adult coloring book, and then you got the embroidery. Pam Reed showed this on her channel a while back, so I know she has a kit and she hasn't started it yet. Stitching Joanne, she showed it on one of her Flosstube videos that she had one of these, and I don't think she started it yet either. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joanne. And then who did I just see? New Flosstuber, I hope I get your name right, Samantha from Crafting Between Stitches. And she gave me by the way, hi Samantha, thank you so much. She gave me a lovely shout out on her last video, her Flosstube video number 2, and she's great, so go check her out if you haven't. She likes to do lots of crafts, hence her name, Crafting Between Stitching. So she's a fairly new stitcher, I think she said, so she's got that enthusiasm of a new stitcher that's just really kind of contagious to watch. So go check her out. And so what I was thinking about doing is cracking this open because Crystal over at Fiberartsy has been doing her year of embroidery stitches, and I've been following her on Instagram, and I am just, I think I've mentioned this in my video before. There's just something about embroidery that's intimidating to me. It's not that hard to do, and I've kind of dabbled in it, but I don't know, it's just not my comfort zone. So I'm thinking about maybe doing a video where I crack this open and we just kind of start it together. Yeah, because I know how to do a few basic stitches, obviously the back stitch, I think the running stitch I can do, and then, you know, some different things. But when I was at Joanne's, I found this embellishment pack that actually comes from the same company, and it comes with all kinds of sequins and beads and some variegated floss. I have no idea what the quality of this floss is, but I thought, yeah, I'll crack that open maybe when I'm on vacation over the holidays here and see what we can do with that. And I think that's it, as far as I can tell. We'll see. You know me. I'll probably jump on her back on here and say I forgot something, but I think that's it. I'd love to have you stay for the rest of my video and see the other things I'm doing, but if it's not your thing, I totally understand. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think that's the only other thing that there is at the very, very end. If you stick, there's a house in my neighborhood that decorates. It's like the coolest lit up house that I think I've ever seen, and it just doesn't do it justice, but I put a little video clip of that in at the end, and it's called the Snowflake House, and it's really cute. So I guess he's been doing it for about 6 years. But I think that's it. I'm about ready to go bring the boys over to their grandma's house as soon as my packages get here, and then be wrapping presents tonight, and hopefully get a start on those French knots. So we'll see. Be watching for that. And maybe I'll see you again at the end of December. If not, I'll see you in January. But join the SAL. Join me along if you are wondering what you want to stitch for the new year and you happen to have one of those on hand. Thank you again to all my subscribers. Welcome to all my new subscribers and all my old subscribers that are still following me along, and all your likes and comments. I love them. Talk to you later. Bye. And this is the puzzle I'm working on, a 2,000 piece puzzle of Las Vegas. And so far, this is what's been done on it. Let's see if I can stand. Can't really see because of the glare, but you get the idea. There's still a lot left to do. We started it just right after Thanksgiving, hoping to get it done by Christmas. Yes, we're probably the slowest puzzlers in the world, but it's fun. Hi guys, I thought I would take you on a little adventure with me, a little real life adventure today, because I'm getting ready to go get my hair cut. And you might be asking, why would I be taking you along to get my hair cut? And the reason I am is because I happen to get my hair cut at my mom's house, because that is where my older brother has a salon. So I figured while I was over there, I would take you guys along with me and maybe see if she can dig up some old quilts that she has in her possession that I made way back with those other quilts. Yeah, late 90s. I know for a fact that she has 2 in her possession, might possibly have a third if she acquired the one that I made for my grandma after she passed away. So we'll have to see. I'm going to head over there and see which ones she has on display. I didn't tell her I was coming over, so we'll see if she has any on display. Okay, so we're at the house that I grew up in. We moved here when I was a year old, and I lived here pretty much till I got married, and now I live in my current house. Now, this house didn't always look like this. It's had several remodeling jobs, so I'll show you how it used to look when my mom and dad first bought it. And I'll take you inside, but it's kind of, there's a lot of people in there now, but yeah. She's got lots of birds living up there. So this house, yeah, well, I'm 50, so my mom has lived in this house for 50 years. So let's go inside. Okay, this is what the house used to look like. Oops, there's a really bad glare there. This is a picture it was an old black and white picture, and I refurbished it in Photoshop. But that's what the house used to look like, and we added on a 2-car garage and 3 bedrooms and a bath upstairs. And then one of the bedrooms ended up being taken out, and now there's a loft. So, what can we find? Well, what do I spy? This is something I made way back. Probably something I completely forgot that I cross-stitched. I wonder. Oh. To Mom, Happy Mother's Day. Love, Chris. May 1999. My mom crocheted this back in 1972. Crocheted. Oh, I'm filming. Hi, Mom. I'm just showing some of your handiwork.
Oh my gosh.
You made. How long did it take you to make this?
1 year.
1 year, and it's crocheted.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And there's the date. I got so good. I put my initial on the date.
Look at that. Yeah. Amazing. Wow. Very cool. I'm just walking around your house showing any quilts that I made.
Oh.
So, do you happen to have any put away? Can I make this one? Oh, that one.
And
Yeah.
this.
This is kind of a cheater quilt because this was actually just a panel. And I just quilted it. So, yeah. It's not a real quilt.
And this.
Hold on. We don't want to... This one over here. Okay. Oh, can't see the whole thing of that. I wonder when this was made. Man, I used to be pretty good about dating things. No, I don't think I dated that one. But I'm trying to be steady about this. Oh, yeah, that was a fun quilt. I remember making that. Which one else is there?
That. This one here.
Oh, yeah. See, once again, those are just those panels that I quilted, but they're not really quilts. I didn't piece them together, you know, they just are kind of panels, so those I don't. Oh, I crocheted this, didn't I? And then you put it together.
Yes.
I crocheted the little granny squares, and then I gave up on it and gave it to her, and she finished it for me.
Okay, and I got, you want me to get this one out?
Which one? Oh, yeah. Get that one out. Yeah, lay that out on the floor there. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Does it have a date on it when I made it?
Nope.
Usually I put on one of the corners if I mark it. No, not there. Oh, yeah. So this one I did with my machine quilt, but you can't actually see the quilting on it here. But you can kind of see the leaf quilting I did there. Oh, is that one? That's
If I have to dig
here.
it
That's
out.
one I made, I think.
Where?
This?
No, that's the pillow. This.
Oh.
This is the little pillow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm looking for like the pieced quilts that I did. Do you have one from the one I made for Grandma that was purple and white? Did you happen to get that one?
I think they're up in the attic.
Oh, okay. We'll have to get those out
And
sometime.
where's that one?
Oh, let me show this one you made.
Right.
Wow. This was made. Well, you don't have to move all that out of the way. These were one of those puff quilts. When was that made? I remember.
Oh my gosh. Remember I gave all of them to that woman and she was going to put them together for me and she took them all?
Oh, she took them? She didn't give them back?
Nope, and I never did know where she was.
What a thief.
I'll have to go in the attic.
No, you don't have to go in the attic. Well, okay, if you want to.
I don't.
You don't have to. Is there any more downstairs?
The one on the couch.
Yeah, that one's one of those panel quilts again, though. I'm looking for the ones I pieced. I just have to show this cute little room here. This was both my brother's room when we were growing up, and it has this little staircase that goes up into this attic. And we used to always play up in the attic up there. Yep, I'm sure that wasn't safe. I remember I used to get about 300 degrees in the summer, full of insulation. Wow, I haven't been in this attic since I was a kid. Oh my gosh. Look at all that insulation. That's nice and safe. Mom, you don't have to go through that much trouble.
Now you tell me.
Okay, so what is that? I'm trying to get into the light here. Now this one I did on my machine, my long arm machine. I recognize some of that edge quilting. Oh yeah, I remember making this. And when did I make this? You said it has a date on it?
7/97.
Where is
7 of 97. Let me get it.
Yeah, you can see this. This is I did this quilting on my long arm quilting machine. Let me see. Oh yeah, handmade. Yep, 97. Oh, I forgot about that. And you sewed the bed skirt onto it? That's a good idea.
Okay, got this one.
Now, yeah, I forgot about that. Here, lay it flat so the light. Put it over here so the light. Put it here.
Must have not put the dates on.
Yeah, that's kind of bad about that. Here, lay it so that the light is shining on it right here. I thought I made her a more purple, like purple and white one.
No, this is.
Oh.
You need to show that pillow you made.
Oh yeah. Do you have that?
Yeah. Oh, I know. You're talking about this one.
It was purple and white, I remember.
This one?
No, where'd that one? I made this one too. This is where all my quilts are. You can tell I used a lot of... You know, it's funny because I have a scrap quilt at home, and now I'm remembering that a lot of the scraps from that came from these. Oh, too bad we don't have better light. Maybe I should take them out and film them out there.
I could put them on the clothesline. Do you want to take them out and see my pictures of them?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I must have them all, huh?
Okay. Well, here's the pillow I made for my grandma and grandpa for their 60th anniversary. And did I actually even put these little things on? Wow.
Do you have a date on the back?
It says, well, they were married in 1939. So this is a transfer I did onto fabric, printed on fabric. And
there.
Oh yeah. It says, to Grandma and Grandpa with love, made by Christine Stone. So the and Greg part must have been, he must have been the one that transferred the photo for me. But yeah.
What year?
What year did it say? 99.
99.
That's the year Grandpa
They got
died.
married 39.
And that's the year Grandpa died, isn't it?
No, 2000.
Oh, 2000? Okay. Cool. Okay, so, Mom, how come you only have 2 of these quilt stockings that you made?
Because I can't find the other ones. I made...
What year did you make those?
I only made 4 of them, just for...
Oh, that! Sunbonnet Sue and Sunbonnet Sam. Oh, yeah! I remember making that. When did I make that? Oh.
No date.
Yeah, there is a date.
97.
97. Yeah, that's definitely when I was doing all my quilting. Oh, that's cute. Yes, I remember that. I'm glad you remembered that one. And I wanted to show this here too. That is a log cabin quilt that looks like a wreath. And I made one of these for myself also. Okay, that's probably it for now. Okay, so we went and hung them out in the backyard on the clothesline, and the glare is kind of weird shadowing from the sun, but this is a better view of the quilts. Better light. So, man, I forgot what the names of these are. It's just whatever, the pointed star, I can't remember. maple leaf. Yeah, this one is when I was getting fancy with my quilting machine. I remember doing that all freehand. And I don't remember what this is called. Pinwheel or something like that. But yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely looks cool on the clothesline with your big shed, big barn shed. You gonna get a picture of it too?
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it for now.
Did take it a long ways, right?
Here, 1 second. All right, now I'm gonna go in and get my hair cut. Back into the house. Oh, hold on 1 second. This is.
Yeah.
I'm filming your shop, and I'm coming to get a haircut. Oh, look at all those. All right, I'll follow you. I'll follow you into your lair. All right, work your magic.
Okay.
Just getting a before picture, and then we'll get an after picture. Yeah. So, yeah, Jeff, you didn't.
You want layers? I mean,
You better let me brush this out. It's going to be kind of a mess, but.
Well, I was going to shampoo it anyway.
Okay. Okay, I couldn't film the after down in the shop because he had another client waiting, so decided to come up here and show you my nice new layered short. All right, talk to you later. Okay, brought the quilts off of the clothesline, and I forgot to hang this one out there, so here's a better view, not in the attic, of this one. And that is probably about going to wrap up this tour de quilts. So, this is an applique quilt where you can see some of these are falling apart, so I can actually show you that I blanket stitched around them, and they have some kind of stabilizer on them. So this one needs a little bit of repair, but I love this one. I feel like this was a kit. It came with all the fabrics and the templates, and then I can just ignore my thumbtack hanging. The buttons I put on, and some buttons are missing, but I love this quilt that I put up every Christmas. And there's just a little close-up of the different motifs. But yes, some of the buttons, you can tell the little gingerbread man is missing a button there. The wreath. Yeah, this was really fun to make. Oops. Got my little snowman foot is in the way. All right, and then I have so that hangs by my front door there. So I have a helper that's going to help show all my quilts that I laid out. So this one looks just like the big king size quilt. This was a wall hanging I made to coordinate with it. It doesn't have the exact same fabrics in the border, but you can see it's a smaller version, and this is one that I made first. And I know that I had a hard time, anybody that's made one of these star quilts, I had a hard time, the center wants to kind of poke up, and so I just went and kind of tacked it down with a lot of extra quilting to hold it. And what else is there to say about that? I don't remember if I machine quilted this on my regular sewing machine or my big long arm machine, because I'm not sure if I had my long arm at the time. Oh yeah, I must have, because I had it for the king size. So Riley, Mr. Stone, would you like to flip it over to the next quilt? This was a Christmas quilt I made, and I know for a fact that I took a class at Joanne's. After I was quilting for a while, I took a class just to see if I was doing things right, I guess. And this is called a kaleidoscope quilt, I think. And I remember it being really hard because all of these centers get really thick, and I had a really hard time getting that part through my sewing machine, I remember. So I was happy to have this done, but I love it. I put this out every Christmas too. And this is what the back looks like. There, just a coordinating Christmas fabric. And Riley, maybe you can fix it so there's not that bright sun strip on there. I don't know which window that's coming from. Oh yeah, great, thank you. Oh, sorry, I'm out of breath because I just ran upstairs. Okay, go ahead and flip to the next one. This is a scrap quilt I made, and this is probably, has always been the softest, most well-used, well-loved quilt around. Let me see if it has a tag on it. I didn't label them all, but this one, what did I say on this one? Scrap quilt, machine pieced by Christine Ornette. So I wasn't married yet. Rail fence pattern is what that one's called. And I know that I pieced the back too. You can see there's a little strip there in the middle that I used the extra. This is so soft and definitely well loved and starting to get really frayed on the sides, on the edges there, but really, really comfortable quilt. Okay, next. This is probably the least used quilt that's ever been used in my house. And once again, this was another sort of a kit, I guess you could say. By that, I mean it just, all the fabrics came in a pack, and I think it came with a pattern. And these are all flannels, so it's a really soft quilt. That's what the back looks like. I did some kind of interesting circle quilting on that one, just to be different. But it's really soft, it's flannel. But I think, you know, I live in a house with all boys, so I think the pink quilt just doesn't get used much. And it's just, usually this is one that I pull out to put on as extra bedding when somebody comes to stay the night. But there's that one. Okay, next. And this one I made for my husband, actually, the year that we were married. And let's see. I know this one had a tag on it. Yep. Oh, I made it, yes, for Christmas. For my husband in '99, the year that we were married. And this one, you can see on the back. Well, there's the back. Just flannel. These are all flannels. And I did a lot of quilting. And I know I did that on my long arm machine. And more applique that I think I machine stitched all this. I didn't do anything by hand back then. Everything I did was always on my sewing machine. But I really love this quilt, and it's really big too. This is a king size quilt. So actually, Riley, go behind it and flip it, kind of hold up the back side so we could know, like the back there, to see how big it is. Just grab the edge and lift it up. See, you can see that thing. Yeah, it's big. Big and heavy. So I still put that on my bed. I swap it out with the other one. But yeah, the different motifs. And I think, yeah, that's, I think, the end of my quilts. No other ones are accounted for. So all the other ones I've given away, but thank you very much for your services. And yeah, that's about it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed all my quilts, and they got to get a little bit of show and tell too, which they never do, because most of them I have sealed away in the cedar chest or in their space bags. So, all right, talk to you later. Bye. Oh, look what I found when I went to go put my quilts back. That quilt I showed in my last video had a coordinating pillow to go with it. So thought I would share that too. A little bit of a ruffle. I remember not knowing really how to make a pillow back then, but yeah. So yeah, coordinating pillow to the Everfirst Black Lab quilt. I think that's really it now. Promise. I think. Talk to you later. Bye.